Okay, so the last thing that we're going to cover is kind of like really sprucing up your site and using some of these really cool features and tools that you can use with Google Sites and some of the other Google tools and make your site kind of really pop and stand out. So you saw my site. It's posted for you as an example site. So here's a get ready for Google Sites. And then I have this awesome table, literally it's made by Awesome Tables, that has these kind of like stories or links to areas of my website or other websites that have kind of like beautiful thumbnails, a little description of what it is, kind of like almost like a blog style post that I have on my homepage. And this was created with a tool called Awesome Tables. So when I click on one of these pages, it's actually taking me to a place on my website for students to read that particular post or article that it's linking to. So I was trying to highlight kind of like the flexible layout here, that you don't always have to have an image as the header. You can use other ways, have paragraphs, integrate images as full-size images. These are like little images of quotes, make something stand out like this, and then using a 2-column. So this kind of looks like a publication. So I really wanted to kind of highlight how kind of dragging and dropping and moving things around on your Google site really make it flexible and awesome to do and fit your needs. So if I come back to the home, I can go to the document library, but I'm going to go back to the home just to show you another way. So that was linking there and then taking me back to the home page where my awesome table is. I kind of love that name because I'm like, it is literally awesome. And then I want to show you this document library as well. So this document library, so I have like a little post on how to add a document library. And what it is it's a page where I can basically have like a file sorter for my students. So Unit 1 docs or notes or whatever, and then there's just a file like library. It's kind of awesome. It's searched by file name, creation date, and all of this is customizable. And this is using the same tool, this Awesome Tables tool. So right now I have 2 files in my file library on this website. And if I add more files to that folder, I can have all of those files show up here for students or to share with staff or so forth. It's an awesome tool. I'm really excited about using it. So these 2 tools are created with Awesome Tables. And I'm supplying the links to you in this assignment. The document library is actually super easy to do because it's an add-on through Sheets. So you literally just like run the add-on and it does all of the work for you. It walks you through the whole step, and I will take you through that step by step. That story view with like the little thumbnails is a little bit more complicated, but not too crazy. And that's what I'm going to show you first. So this is the tool Awesome Tables, and this is my home because I have already created all of these story layouts. So I have these files already saved here in my Awesome Tables library, just similar to like a drive, and it links right up with your Google account. I'm just going to show you what mine looks like, and then I'm going to show you how you edit theirs and make it your own. So this is what mine looks like. So it gives you this preview window. So when I'm in here, this is exactly what you're seeing on your Google site here in the center. And then it's running from this data source, which is my spreadsheet that's housing all of my data. So if I click on this, it's going to actually load up my spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet's doing all of the work. Awesome Tables is using its script and making it pretty. So super cool. And I promise you, I'll try to make this as easy and streamlined as possible if this is something you're interested in doing. So here's my spreadsheet. So just kind of running through it. So here's the background image, which is just housed in a Google Drive folder, shared out with a link. Anyone with the link can view. Just like I said before with your Google site, everything has to be shared out with a link. So what I did was I just put the files or the pictures that I wanted to use for my awesome table into my Google site folder that I've already shared out with a link. So I don't have to share each individual file. I just dump it in that folder. It's already shared with the link, and then I can just grab the ID for the image. So this is the background image that you're seeing. This is the title, so new themes. And then here's my little subtitle. Google just added new themes to Google Sites. Awesome. And then here's the link to the page on my website that I want when you click on the thumbnail. That's where it takes me. I used my website and I just took the URL of the subpage and put it in there. But you could link to somebody else's website, or you could take them to an article online. It doesn't have to be housed within Sites. This is a live URL. And then I'm scrolling to the right here. So then I have my topic. So you could filter my by topic. So I started, and I actually didn't even finish. I was going to start using this similar to like the blog labels, where I have topics, Google Sites, Google Forms, whatever, and use it kind of like a post area where you guys could come to my website and then read posts, just as a model. And then type of article, how to, and then you'll notice you don't actually see these. If I come back to my home, I'm just going to show you. I actually could have done it from my awesome table here. So the only thing that you see on my table is topic, because this one here, topic, and then I have hidden category file. On these, I took off the category filter and I just left it as hidden, which means those are actually just completely hidden. Isn't that pretty cool? So I really only wanted the topic to be something to filter by. But if you wanted, you could have this as unit, and then you could have unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. Your kids could filter notes or resources on your site by a unit. So that's a really cool way to do it. So this is what's happening on the back end. So all you have to do is swap out the content that they have here in the spreadsheet with your content, the pieces that you want. And then what it does is it creates this amazing, beautiful table. And then I just come here and I say, open the sharing options. And then I say share. And then here's my link to share. And I just copied this link and pasted it into my Google site. How awesome is that? You do not need this one because this is for the old Google Sites widget. And this is the old embed code. You don't need that either. You literally just need this link. It's so awesome. So literally awesome. And you guys are like, oh my gosh, Jackie, you've had way too much coffee this morning. True. Okay, so let's do it. Let me show you, because I've already kind of done the work on mine, and I just wanted you to see it in action and see what's happening behind the scene. And now I'm going to walk you through how you get one. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the link that I'm supplying that says templates. So I'm just going to take you to there. So this is the link that I'm supplying to you, and I'm just kind of navigating to it to get to the templates. So they have this, you've heard me say this before, if you're somebody who's kind of been riding out classes with me, part of the reason why I love Google so much is because it's open source. It's out there for people to say, oh, wouldn't it be awesome if you could make this cool table feature that's like really slick and pretty to use, or I could have a point of sale on my website. So people have created these kind of amazing add-ons to go with stuff, and it works right into the new Google Sites, which is pretty awesome. So a couple of the ones that I think you might use is this photo gallery. Maybe you want to use a photo gallery. Or this is what I use, which is the customer stories, but it's really just links to subpages in your blog or other websites, or other resources. It's a really cool tool. This geo chart is really cool. The files cabinet is really cool. And these two are super easy because these are add-ons to Sheets. So if you're interested in doing something that I did, you're going to use the template style. And I recommend so when you click make a copy, gallery, what it's going to do is it's making your copy of this script. And I'm actually going to just kind of like close out of some of the other things that I have, just because I don't want to confuse you with all of with mine and then the new one. So you're clicking make a copy, and it says, woo, copy successful. And then you say open. Once it says it made a copy for you, it actually didn't make a copy for you yet, because if you click on this share icon, you'll see that you're just a viewer and you don't have edit access to their particular awesome table. So what you need to do is you need to click on this copy the view. And when you copy the view, you'll actually get your own copy. So if you click on this copy the view, then it will actually make you a copy, and you'll see that I've made like 12 copies for myself, which will be awesome. And when you copy the view, then you get your version, and it looks the same, but if you click on the share icon, you'll notice now you own it here. You see this? So you'll see this, that it's coming to this spreadsheet here. So if I click on this, this is the back end of where I'm going to edit it, and then it'll update real time here for me. Okay, so here's my copy of awesome testimonials. This one is mine. I own this, and this is going to show up in my drive. Okay, so the spreadsheet is saved in your drive. The awesome table site is where you get the live view of what you need to embed in your site. Okay, super awesome. So I'm just going to walk you through this as soon as it finishes loading here. It has scripts kind of like in all the fancy stuff happening on these other tabs, which is why it takes a few seconds just to load up. Plus, it hasn't had as many cups of coffee as I have, so it's a little delayed. So once it comes in, I recommend changing the name of your spreadsheet so that you don't get confused, because I been there, done that, got confused. So I'm like, which one is this one? And you'll notice on my awesome tables, I had a few different copies of them. Okay, so I'm just going to do this one as an example, just so I don't get confused on my title. So rename your file. This is going to be saved in your drive, and now you can just like start editing your awesome table. So super cool. So let's say that I'm going to just like remake the one that I already started making, or I'll make another one, just kind of like on just a couple of tips or whatever. So I'm going to change the name of this and say pin websites to your shelf. So I'm going to make a video and a resource on how to pin websites to your shelf on your Chromebook. You'll notice I have a website pinned to my shelf. So pin websites to your shelf. You can put, whatever title you want. You want this to be capitals because it's a title. I am like the queen of like over capitalizing and really trying to make things stand out. And then description, a subtitle, whatever it is that you want. Okay, and so then you can choose categories. You can do, you can have topics. You can change these. So if you don't want activity, I don't really want activity to be shown. Maybe you want activity to be shown. Keep it there and change your filters. I'm actually just going to go with, I guess I could do it. I'll keep my activity and I'll go Chrome OS, and instead of calling it an activity, I'm going to call it topic. Okay, and then if you want to keep these, like change, so you notice I changed the name. You can change the name or just hide them. To hide them, you just double click in here and you take off this category filter and only leave the words hidden. Okay, and take off the little dash in there as well. See, my hours of Googling benefit you because now you know how to do it, okay? So now I have my pin websites to your shelf, pin any website to your shelf. I want to see this update. So if I come back to my awesome table and I just refresh, it's going to show me. It's going to be so awesome. You're going to be like, this is great, Jackie. Your website is so slick. I'm really happy with my site. It's so cool. I cannot wait for more features to be released from Google. I really cannot. I'm kind of an Uber dork. It's a problem. All right, so look, pin websites to your shelf, pin any website to your shelf on your Chromebook. I didn't spell Chromebook right. Why didn't you guys say something to me? And now I'm good to go. So look at me. I'm editing in real time. Totally cool. All right, so I'm not going to refresh just yet, but I want to change this picture. I want to have a picture in the background that's like of a Chromebook or the Chrome OS or something that identifies it. So I'm going to go to my drive. I'm going to show you what's happening in the background. I'm going to show you how to grab your image ID, and then I'm going to show you how to put this in your site, and I'm going to give you some time to play with this. It's going to be awesome. So in my drive, once it finishes loading, I have my Google Sites folder here. Again, this is my shared folder. This is where I'm putting all of my stuff that I want to be visible on my site. I'm just putting it into this folder. Everything else inherits that permission. So look, on my site that you just went to, here's my quotation marks picture that I had on the side of that quote, and here's the image that was on that page, and here's my file library, and here's my awesome tables little icon. So cool. So it's all in here, and this is the stuff that you're seeing on my site. And again, this is what's shared out. Link sharing, anyone with the link can view. That's what you want it to be set as. Okay, so in my drive, I actually have a Chromebook folder, and I know that you're super jealous right now at the level of organization that I have in my drive, including my color coding. So I actually have some fun Chromebook images in here. Okay, so here's my desktop PNG. This is what I want to use for my image. So that's what I'm going to use for this particular one. Or let's say I want to use this one. That's kind of cool. So if I right click on it, I'm going to just make a copy of this, and then I'm going to put my copy into that folder. So here's my copy, and I'm just going to right click again, and then I'm going to say move to, and I'm just going to dump it into my sites folder. So I got to go back a step. Takes me back. I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. Google Site folder, and I'm just going to say move. And it gives me an idea. Wants to share. I want it to be shared. That's my goal. And I then can go into that site folder. And I can rename it if I want to. I don't want it to have the copy of in it or whatever. The title doesn't necessarily matter for the image. So I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to get the ID for this image. So to do that, I open the image. And then I have to open it one more time. So click on Orion's belt. My phrase, and say open a new window. And once this window pops up here, you get this. This is your image ID right here. And I just want the numbers before view. So in between the slashes before view, that's the ID. Copy that. I just did Control C. I come back here and I paste it. And now that it's pasted in, I can come back to my awesome table and I can refresh. And now my image should be there, and actually Chromebook should be spelled right this time. So that's exciting. It's very exciting. So excited. So here it comes open like this. Pin websites to your shelf. Bam. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so the last piece is, where does this navigate to? So if you're I'm just gonna rock inside my Google site still, but you can do this in any website. So you could have this link to anything you wanted. I could also have this just link to a video that I have on YouTube that's gonna show how to pin a website to your shelf. I could do that as well. Or if I wanted to build a page on my website that has the video and some tips on it, I can do that as well. So that I'm going to go with the latter, but I could do any of those options are available to me. So I'm coming back to my site. Don't be jealous of my sweet table because you're making one yourself. I'm going to click on the edit icon so that I can come in and edit my site. I actually need a page to go to. You can use any page that you've already created on your site, and you can do it that way, or you can create a page and so forth. I'm just going to quick whip up a page here for it to go to. Okay, so I'm on my site. I'm going to my Pages tab. I'm clicking on my Pages tab. Oh, and then I'm sorry, I'm at my Pages tab, and now let's say I don't have one, or I actually do have a page. I'm going to go to my quick tips page. That'll be great. So I have a quick tips page. Cool. There's a link that I was saving for you guys, so I'm going to add some text here to my page. I'm going to have it be a subheading, and I want it to say how to pin websites to your shelf. And then maybe I just want to have like step-by-step instructions over here. You get the idea. Like this is the editing piece we already did before. And then after that, I want to have my video. So maybe I want to have this columned. And then over here, maybe I want to have a video. I don't actually have that video created yet. But when I do, I can put it over there. And we've covered, basic editing or switching up of the page. So now I'm going to click publish. It has to be published. It has to be live for it to work for you when you're ready for it. And then if I go to view publish site, it's going to take me right to this page, but it's just your URL. So it's sites.google.com/ga.hiltoncsd.net, and then the site you made. And then, so you see, here's my URL, and then whatever subpage you're going to. So mine's quick tips. And then if I just copy that link, I can come back to my table here. So I just highlighted, copied, and then I come back to my spreadsheet here, and I'm going to swap this out with my link. So I click up here and swap, and then hit enter. Okay, so when you click in here, you just click up in here, paste over the top, and then hit enter. And so now that I've got my image ID, my title or whatever, I come back, I refresh. This is going to be live, and now I'm ready to just put this into my website. Maybe I don't want all of these in here because I'm not ready for these. There's too much happening. I don't want that in there while I'm refreshing. I'm going to get rid of these because this came with the table. Those are just examples. So you can just click and get rid of those rows. As long as you have one row that has stuff that you want it to have in there, you don't need all their other stuff. You can just have your one row in there or whatever. You saw in mine, I haven't filled my table all the way out yet to make it super fancy. So I know it's freaking out now because I just edited it again as I went through. So I got to refresh again once this loads because it's up. There it goes. Because I just got rid of all of that stuff in there. So as it's going, I'm going to get ready to actually put this into my site. See? Okay, so I got rid of multiples, which means it just comes in big like this. If I put another one in there, it'll make them smaller. So, and that's all happening under this configuration over here. So let's say that you only wanted 2 columns and 1 row. You could do that. So you could change all of that. You can change the parameters here, keep it the way that it is. Maybe you only wanted, or you have units or whatever. You can adjust that there. I'm going to leave it like this. You can also change this from visualization maps with a table, GeoChart, Gantt chart, advanced summary. I'm going to keep it with cards. And so now that I'm ready for this, if I scroll up, I'm just going to click on the share. And so I need to do this link to share. So I click on this, Control C, and then this is what I'm putting into my site. So I'm going to come back to my site. This is my edit view. This is my live view. So I'm going to come back to my site, and I'm actually going to stick this on, I'm going to put it on my homepage just for you for right now. And so I just come back to my page. And I find a blank chunk of content down at the bottom, double click. And I'm going to say URL. And then you just go ahead and paste this in, that URL that you just copied. It's going to recognize it. Do you see this? It did like a progress bar and it says awesome table. So it's recognizing that content. You just hit add. And it's putting it into my site beneath, still loading my other one, but it's putting it into my site beneath the other one. There it is on my site. You can adjust these are content chunks. So you can adjust how they look and feel on your site as well as they're coming into your site. So here's mine that I was working. So you'll see I didn't get rid of these rows, all that extra stuff that was in the, because I was like, oh, I'll fill this out. You know me, I got a lot to say at all times. And then there's my new one that I just put in.